I'm going to share with you guys the fastest way to buy a jet through the means of real estate. Hi, everybody. My name is Jerome Maldonado, and I'll tell you guys that one of the most vicious cycles in real estate is of profits and taxes, profits and taxes, profits and taxes, profits and taxes. Once you figure out this game, one of the biggest variables is you sit back and go, great, I figured out the real estate game. Now the only problem that I have is my biggest expense every single year is taxes. And so that's a stressful place for most investors. We sit back and we go, we worked so hard to figure out this game of how to generate profits. And so many people are out there going, Jerome, I want to figure out a way to go out and generate profits. I want to make money. I want to make a bunch of money. I want to have generational wealth. But the one thing that they fail to think about is taxes. And I remember back in the days when I was buying land just like this, and I was building houses, and I was generating over $1 million a year in revenue, net income, and we were sitting back at the end of the year, and I would say, okay, well, if I build 3 houses at the beginning of the year and I finish those out in the first quarter, that will pay my taxes for the rest of the year, and then at the end of the year, the rest for the next 9 months is all profitability. How stupid is it to think that you have to work for 3 months, if not longer, just to service the debt of your taxes every single year in order to go out and make profits? Ludicrous. It's absolutely insane. And as I got more affluent in the real estate market and I became more affluent in business, I realized that the wealthy do something entirely different. They buy jets. No, not only buy jets, but they depreciate assets. And there's a lot to this. There's a lot in regards to depreciating your assets and tax write-offs. But this is one simple way that the wealthy go out and acquire assets that work for them in lieu of helping them reduce their tax liability and still being able to enjoy the luxuries of having stuff like a jet airplane. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we've been looking for a jet for the last 9 months. And unfortunately, right now, it's really hard because they're in high demand. So many more people have caught on to what we're talking about right now. There's so much more money that's been pumped into the economy, so much more affluency that people are sitting back going, okay, I have this big tax liability. So initially, when we were buying land, building houses, and you have, let's say you make a net income of over 1.5, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million a year, and you sit back and go, I got to service $1 million in taxes just to be able to retain my earnings. Now, wouldn't you much rather take that $1 million and put it as a down payment for a $5 million, $6 million airplane, and then take that airplane and write it off and depreciate it down to zero? Now, I know what you're thinking right now. You might be sitting back going, yeah, but Jerome, I gotta fuel that thing. I gotta hire pilots. I gotta go in, and now I have a maintenance nightmare that I have to acquire. And that was my thoughts as I sat back and said, okay, how do I service this thing once I own it? And so, ladies and gentlemen, there's companies out there that will go out and lease them from you. And here's what's really cool, is that if you go out and you buy the right plane, you get part of a leasing program, you go out and you lease your jet, you could still fly commercial airlines and never even use your own jet. And the average jet, if you buy the right one, can generate you, if you lease it full time, over $100,000 a month in some instances, where you can have cash flow from your jet itself. And here's what's cool, is that you're still the rightful owner of that jet. You could take the $7 million, $6 million, or whatever that value is that you paid for that jet, and you can depreciate it down to zero. And when you depreciate it down to zero, that's your tax write-off. So if you're making $2 million a year, you still have 3 years of income that you can generate without having to pay any federal taxes just from the single purchase of that jet. And the cool thing is that even if you depreciate in 1 year, the excess amount of your earnings that you couldn't take in that first year roll over to the next year and the next year and the next year indefinitely until you actually exhaust all of that tax write-off. And so why are wealthy people buying jets, ladies and gentlemen? Why are wealthy people even considering buying jets? And why are average real estate investors like you and I now sitting at a place in time where we're considering buying jets and we're actually going out and acquiring them? Is for that exact reason right there. The tax depreciation, the write-offs, and if I decide I want to use my jet, I can use it. And so, ladies and gentlemen, buying a jet for most people sounds like an undertaking and an encumbrance, but the easiest way to go do it is through the means of buying land and building houses or through passive residual income. And so what I tell people is only buy a jet. Don't buy a jet to go out and buy a jet because it's stupid. Some people will make $700,000, $600,000, go buy a $4 million jet, put a $700,000 down payment on it, and it exhausts all of the capital that they made just so they don't pay taxes. That's their justification. Now they have this liability sitting there and they have no use for it. So ladies and gentlemen, as you start traveling this country, you start looking around, you want to say, you have kids, and you want to be home for a game, you want to be able to travel and be able to get to places where you can shop real estate quick. Ladies and gentlemen, buying a jet is a great tool to be able to go out and utilize that. But only do it when you get to a place where your income supersedes the value of what you're putting down on that jet, you need the tax liability, and you have a cash flow issue that you need to resolve in regards to your taxes for ongoing years past the time that you actually purchased that jet. And so, ladies and gentlemen, real estate, in past years, I would have never thought, I would have never sat back and said, I'm gonna go buy me a jet. And now we sit back and I go, I have to buy a jet. I tell my wife, we have to buy a jet. And so for the last 6 months, 9 months, I've been telling my wife, we have to buy a jet. We don't have a choice. We need the tax write-off. We have some cost segregation studies that are coming in slower than we wanted to. And so we want that tax write-off. Not only do we want that tax write-off, but we want the leisure of being able to utilize that jet to fly us around the country. So ladies and gentlemen, how do you take advantage of being able to do the same thing? Well, you could start off with active income by buying land and building houses. But how much better would it be to go out and buy an asset like an apartment complex, an office condo complex, where you have cash flow? And the biggest problem that you have is the cash flow from everything that you're doing. You do a cash out refinance, you sell an asset, and instead of doing a 1031 exchange, you take some of that money, you buy a jet, you reinvest part of it into real estate, and now you have the tax deduction that you would otherwise have through capital gains taxes, and you have a tax write-off through your jet. There's so many different ways. I can sit here all day and give you guys simple theoretical examples of multiple ways that you can utilize the tool of revenue from the means of real estate to go out and buy a jet. But that's just a few of them. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great asset class. And not only is it a great asset class, and the reason I call it an asset class is because they actually can generate you capital. And so as I mentioned before, you can send it off to a third-party leasing company. You never even have to use the jet if you don't have a need for it. But you can generate cash flow with the right jet, right investment, the right company, leasing it out, and generating profits. And that's how you continue to go out and compound your success.